Good evening. Please stand for the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And with that, we'd like to take a moment before we begin our regular meeting to take a moment of silence for all of the people who lost their lives on 9/11, first responders and civilians, and all of the people that have passed away since from cancer as a result. So please, a moment of silence. Okay, thank you. Thank you all for coming this evening. And we will start with the approval of the minutes. So do we have a motion approving the August 28th, 2024 minutes of the regular meeting of the town board?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And it's carried. Thank you. We don't have any bid openings, but we do have a public hearing. So we have a public hearing on local law D of 2024, which is a revision of the code of the town of Estill, chapter 12, article 7, peddlers, hawkers, and solicitors. And with that, I will read verbatim the public announcement of this meeting. So the legal notice read as such, as follows. Proposed local law D of the year 2024. Public notice is hereby given that there has been presented to the town board of the town of Estill, New York, proposed law D of the year 2024 entitled Revisions to the Code of the Town of Estill, Chapter 12, Article 7, Peddlers, Hawkers, and Solicitors. Please take further notice that the environmental significance of said proposed laws will be reviewed by the Estill Town Board of the Town of Estill, incident to and as a part of said public hearing. Copies of said proposed laws are available for review at the Town of Estill Clerk's Office. Therefore, pursuant to statute, the Town Board of the Town of Estill will hold a public hearing on the aforementioned local law at 6 p.m. on September 11th, 2024 at the Vestal Town Hall, 605 Vestal Parkway West, Vestal, New York. At that time, all interested persons will be heard, and that was published on September 4th. So with that, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anybody that would like to make a public comment or have a question? Okay, so we don't have any public comments, so we will close the public hearing and we will move for a vote as follows. So we're going to move to vote for the approval of local law D of 2024, revisions to the code of the town of Estill, chapter 12, article 7, peddlers, hawkers, and solicitors. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. And it's carried. Okay, supervisors updates. We don't have anything, but we do have a bunch of things at the end, so I'll mention those later. Yeah, okay, we're up to privilege of the floor. Now, privilege of the floor is a section which the public may put forth a question or a comment regarding agenda items only. So does anybody from the public like to speak or have a question about any of the agenda items this evening? Okay, thank you. So then we'll move on. We don't have any resolutions and motions, and so we move to Public Works. Robert? Do you have the extra one over there?
Turned yellow.
Thank you.
All right. 8.1, request from Scott Groats, Water and Wastewater Superintendent for the Town Board to approve advertising for bids for water chemicals on October 1st, 2024. To be opened on October 22nd, 2024 at 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you. And just, well, first do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Second, thank you. And just as clarification, we had asked for a clarification. Those are for the chemicals that are used in the water treatment. Okay, so with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and is carried. And thank you, Sue, for being ready.
You're welcome.
Okay, and so we'll move on to finance. And Sue?
Request from Jessica Farley, Deputy Comptroller, for approval of a historian budget amendment to transfer $710 from the Education and Travel line A7510 -4030, $680 to the Office Supplies and Operating Expenses line A7510 -4010 for a new filing cabinet, and $30 to the books, periodicals, dues, and subscriptions line A7510 -4490 for the Vestal yearbook.
Very good. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thanks. All in favor? Aye. And it's carried. Okay, and that was just a movement of the public, movement of money within one budget to account for adjustment of expenditures. Okay, and the next one?
Request from Jessica Farley, Deputy Comptroller, for approval of a Water Department budget amendment to transfer $2,000 from the main replacement line W8340-3000 to the office expense and supplies line W8310-4010 cover overage.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And it's carried.
Request from Jessica Farley, Deputy Comptroller, for approval of a Building and Code Department budget amendment to transfer $750 from the Employee Certification line A3620-4032 to the Office Supplies Operating Expenses line A3620-4010 to cover additional supplies needed.
Thank you. So do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. Thank you. So we move on to personnel. Sue?
Request from Scott Groats, Water and Wastewater Superintendent, for the Town Board to approve the posting of 2 positions for Machine Equipment Operator MEO in the Water Department. Line item is W8340-1000.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. We'll move on to planning and zoning. Sue?
Request from Charles Bemmett, Building and Code Inspector, for approval of the fireworks permit application for American Fireworks Display LLC on behalf of the Vestal Youth Football League. The display is proposed to be held on Friday, September 27th, 2024 at Challenger Baseball Field, Memorial Park, 111 Clayton Avenue, Broome County Tax Map 157.18-2-16. If approved, code enforcement will issue the permit and conduct final safety inspections and launch approval as required on the date the fireworks display is to be held. Approval to waive permit fee as this is for a Vestal Youth Sport Organization.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. And Sue, once again, public safety?
Request for Police Chief Stace Kittner to sell police duty weapon holsters that are no longer in service. These will be sold in as-is conditions via Auctions International.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. And Robert?
13.1, authorization for Matthews Auto Group to hold a walkathon at the rail trail on Saturday, October 5th, 2024 from 7:30 PM. Or sorry, AM to 6:30 PM. It's getting ahead of myself.
Very good. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Second.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And it's carried. Thank you. Okay, so we move on to receive and file. Sue?
Okay, we have warrants 2024, 35C, 35G, 35M, 35T, 36G, 36I, 36M, 36T. So the warrants 2024-35 are dated 8/30/2024. They're the weekly generated operating expenditures, 35G, weekly capital expenditures, 35C, weekly health insurance claim expenditures, 35M, weekly flexible spending account expenditures, 35T, and then warrants 2024-36 dated 9/6/2024. Weekly general operating expenditures, 36G, August self-insurance premium expenditures, 36I, weekly health insurance claim expenditures, 36M, weekly flexible spending account expenditures, 36T. And we also have town clerk's monthly report for August.
Thank you. Okay, we don't have any petitions or protests. We don't have any old business, but we do have new business. So 16.1 and 16.1 arises from the public hearing that was already held, so this is just the vote on it. So approval of the issuance of an aquifer permit regarding the premises situated at 3039 Vestal Road for the construction of a diesel fuel storage tank and fueling station for Casella waste vehicles in the town of Vestal, New York. So do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. Okay, and the next one is 16.2. And this is a request from Police Chief Stace Kittner for the town board to accept $14,100 that was received as a grant from the Department of Criminal Justice Services, Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program, to support the purchase of helmets and shields for the department. So do we have motion?
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and a big thank you both to Stace and to Vince because they work very hard and do a lot of writing in order to get the grants so that their department can have the equipment that they need. And to fund it so that our residents do not have to pay for it. So once again, thank you very much to Stace and Vince for all their hard work. And we move on to the next one. And that is 16.3. And that is to resolve that the town board supports the move of the Vestal Museum and advocates for pursuing funding for this project.
So moved.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And it's carried. Thank you. Okay, and 16.4. And this is the authorization to appoint Daniel Kitchheimer to the Interim Board of Fire Commissioners Governance Committee. This is to replace Mike Petoskey, who is leaving the committee. So do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And it's carried. Thank you. So I just want to say thank you to both of them for all of their hard work involved. And all of the, certainly, Tom McCartney and all of the governance committee for all of the really hard work involved in, getting all of the particulars together for the separation of the fire department. So Dan, thank you for stepping up, and, thank Mike for all of the work thus far. So with that, we'll move on to 16.5, which is the authorization for Stace Kittner, Police Chief, to appoint Patrol Lieutenant Corey Shirley to the rank of Police Captain, effective September 21st, 2024, per the VPSA Collective Bargaining Agreement. The starting salary for this position will be $121,671. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, and seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And it's carried. And congratulations to Captain, now soon to be Captain Shirley, once it becomes official, who has dedicated so many years, both for his officers, but for all our residents. So I want to thank him for all of his work, and his promotion is well deserved. So with that, we will move on to supervisors' announcements. So first we have our second Saturday concert, which is our free concert series that is held on the second Saturday of every month through the season. Will be held this coming Saturday at the Vestal Museum. So it begins at 7 p.m. and it goes to 9 p.m. It is free once again and is featuring music by Richie and Rosie. So I hope people will attend. Yeah, okay. And so, thank you. Yes, and so a reminder that this is a town event, and in all town events on town property, no, although we hope that people come and enjoy themselves, there is not any alcohol permitted. So thank you. And the next announcement is, first of all, I want a big thank you to Dr. Bundari and all of the people who coordinated India Day this year. They invited the town board members, all of which attended. And I want to say the day was amazing. It was extremely enjoyable, a great celebration of Indian culture and food. And so we thank you very much for inviting us, and thank you very much for being an incredible part of our community. And the highway department would like you to know that the brush pickup has ended for the season. So that's it. And soon coming will be leaf pickup, leaf pickup. So they will make announcements, or you can go to the website to find out further in regards. It's seasonal depending on how they fall. Also, we got word from the county. So beginning on September 18th, 2024 at 7 p.m., Tracy Creek Road is going to be closed for a closure between, hold on. Thank you, between Knight and Jones Street. So there will be a detour, and the dates will be September, thank you, between September 18th to November 15th. The road will be completely closed. So there will be a detour around. So if you live close by, please account for it. And if you don't live in the area, please avoid it, because the detour is kind of long. But it is county work that needs to be done, and the culvert needs to be repaired. So it is required work, and it is what it is. We will be posting the particulars on the website, and it will begin September 18th. So please check there if you need further information. And we have a couple more announcements. Stash Strong, and we get the particulars, which is a nonprofit, and it is for brain cancer research. They are going to have on September 21st, they have their 7th annual run and walk for brain cancer research. So it is a nonprofit. I'm very privileged to have listened to the story of the founders who lost their son to the disease and created this whole fundraiser. It's an amazing event. I hope people will attend. And if you need more information, we're going to post some information on the website. Again, September 21st in Stash Strong. And a couple more announcements, sorry. Okay. And I'm also happy to announce that the fire department has a few events going on. And the first one is the Fire Safety Expo will be held on Saturday, October 5th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Barnes and Nobles parking lot off the Vestal Parkway. So number one, thank you for all our fire personnel. Number one, for what the work that they do every single day in their volunteer efforts for every resident of our community, but for doing these events, going above and beyond even further. So thank you for holding this expo. Again, it's on Saturday, October 5th, but they also have a second event, and that is the Vestal Fire Station. Number 4 will have an open house on Saturday, September 14th, which is this coming Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So, so they invite you as well. So, with that, we'll move on to the next section. Okay, committee chairs and comments. Anybody else, from any committees would
Nope,
like to
you
add
did fine.
anything?
I'm good.
Good. Okay, then we move on to the last section, which is the public comments. So, I just remind everybody again, if you have a question or comments, please keep it to 3 minutes, and just be respectful to everybody in the room. And please tell us who you are, for the record. Anyway, does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, so then with that, we close our meeting. Do we have a move?
Motion to adjourn.
We're motion to adjourn to go into executive. We have a motion to adjourn to go into executive session on the topic of personnel engineering. Okay? Okay.
So motion.
Thank you. And seconded?
Seconded.
Thank you. And all in favor? Aye. And with that, we conclude. Thank you very much for coming this evening.
Short, sweet, and to the point.